If you've been living under a rock or in a forest, let me fill you in. MrBeast just launched a new product called Lunchly, partnering with KSI and Logan Paul. It's supposed to be a healthier version of Lunchables, but it's already facing massive backlash. It all kicked off when popular Minecraft YouTuber DanTDM tweeted his concerns. "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't stay silent anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money, plain and simple. How does this benefit their fans? It's just selling crap to kids who don't know any better than to trust the people selling it. Do better." Dan basically pointed out how more and more YouTubers are hopping on the product-making bandwagon, and it feels like they're cashing in on their fans. I mean, let's be honest, at some point, it stops being about passion for content and starts being about squeezing every last bit of profit out of your audience. And who can really blame Dan for calling this out? After all, when you're targeting kids with your brand, that raises the stakes. Kids aren't as discerning, and it's easy to exploit that trust. Logan Paul and KSI jumped in with their replies, but neither seemed to address Dan's core argument. KSI even started by taking a jab at Dan's toys, posting a picture and saying, "Looks like crap to me." This didn't help. People were quick to point out that Dan was talking about food, not toys. Then KSI tried to respond again, but his follow-up didn't improve the situation. "BBB, but he was talking about food, JJ. You were sponsored, promoted, and made a whole video on Munchpak, a monthly food and candy box, to your Minecraft audience, full of kids. Now what?" Now, I get it, KSI is trying to say that Dan isn't entirely innocent either, considering he's been sponsored by food companies in the past. But that's not really the issue here. Just because someone did a sponsorship doesn't mean they can't call out others for pushing products that may not be the best for their audience. It's a weak defense. Logan Paul also chimed in, tweeting, "I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now, we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it." This is where the whole business versus content debate comes in. Logan's argument is that they built their brands over the years, and now they want to transition into business, fair enough. But here's the thing, there's a fine line between building a business and exploiting your audience. And when that audience consists largely of kids, it's a line that shouldn't be crossed so lightly. Now, I don't usually make videos on drama, but this one hit a nerve. DanTDM's tweet really highlights a bigger issue in the YouTube community right now. You've got creators who have built massive audiences, mostly consisting of younger viewers, and now they're pushing products left and right. Every big YouTuber seems to have their own brand or product line these days. KSI and Logan Paul have Prime Hydration, MrBeast has his chocolate bars and burgers, and now Lunchly is the latest addition to that list. On the surface, it might not seem like a big deal. But let's take a closer look. These products are being marketed to kids, and it's not just about selling something they want, it's about creating demand where it didn't exist before. Kids who have never asked for Lunchables are now going to start begging their parents for Lunchly simply because their favorite YouTubers are promoting it. And honestly, this kind of marketing strategy feels a bit manipulative. We all know how influential YouTubers are, especially when it comes to younger audiences. Kids watch these creators religiously, and they trust them. If MrBeast says something is cool, they believe it. If Logan Paul endorses a product, they're likely to want it. That's a lot of power to hold, and with great power comes great responsibility. But is that responsibility being taken seriously? Or is it just about the next big business move? Let's not forget the bigger picture here. YouTube as a platform has changed. What started as a space for creative expression and content creation has turned into a marketplace where influence is currency. The original appeal of YouTubers was that they were relatable, everyday people making content in their bedrooms. Now, many of these creators have become larger-than-life figures with massive empires to maintain. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with growing a brand, it does raise questions about where the priorities lie. Think about it, when was the last time you saw a big YouTuber create content purely for the joy of it, without a product or sponsorship attached? It's becoming rarer and rarer. The line between content creation and advertising has blurred to the point where it's hard to tell if a video is genuine or just a long-form commercial. And that's not even getting into the over-the-top challenges, wasteful content, or trend-chasing we see on a daily basis. It's all about what gets views, what sells, and what keeps the money flowing. And this isn't just me being cynical, it's a shift that's happened right in front of us. You've got YouTubers who used to focus on creativity now focusing on monetization. Whether it's through merchandise, sponsorships, or launching their own product lines, it's clear that the game has changed. And when it comes to targeting kids, it's important to ask, at what cost? Take Lunchly, for example. It's being marketed as a healthier option, but what does that really mean? Is it genuinely good for kids, or is it just slightly better than Lunchables? There's a big difference between a product that's less harmful and a product that's actually beneficial. If these creators really cared about their audience's well-being, wouldn't they go the extra mile to ensure the product is truly healthy, instead of just not as bad? This is where the line between business and responsibility gets fuzzy. Look, I don't have an issue with creators making money. They built their platforms, and they deserve to profit from them. But when that profit comes at the expense of the audience's trust, especially young, impressionable viewers, that's where it starts to feel a little off. The whole point of being a YouTuber was that you weren't like big corporations. You were supposed to be relatable, someone fans could look up to and trust. But now, it feels like we're seeing more and more creators who are willing to sell out that trust for a quick buck. So that's just my take on this whole Lunchly situation. I'm not here to tell you what to think, but I think it's important to start questioning some of these business moves. Are these products really being made with the fans in mind, or are they just cash grabs? And as the YouTube community continues to evolve, where do we draw the line between content and commerce? I don't have all the answers, but it's something worth thinking about. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, and don't be afraid to speak your mind.